Okay. Well, thank you, everyone. We're going to start right away with our fifth uh, annual MAAC virtual conference. So right away will be Jen will go first. So if you would like to go first and you do not have you want to talk to the group, put you on the and put you on a speaker. And hey, Michael, can you mute for a second so that we can see Jen? Thank you. And where is Jen? Hello there.
Mark,
Okay.
would you like me to start?
Yes, please. Thank you.
All right. Hello, good night, or good night. Good evening to all of you. And how are you all? I hope you're all fine.
Good.
Awesome. My name is Jan. I had a hemorrhagic stroke in the summer of 2015, and it wiped everything out. I wasn't expected to do anything. Some of you know my story, but I'm not going into my story tonight.
Night.
Back in 2021, I was substitute teaching, and the school closed it down because everybody had to be home at that point. So I went back to college because I needed to find something to do because sitting is not in the picture for me. I have ADD and I can't sit still. So I went back for my master's in creative writing and poetry, of all things. And when I graduated, I got to be an assistant, ah, shoot. Anyway, I helped produce a poetry magazine. And it was great, except it was based in Israel. And when the fighting over there started, we had to shut down. So then I was kind of left on my own. I went into coaching, which is fine, but it still wasn't what I wanted to do to get my voice out there. So I started writing poetry. And I wrote a few love poem books. And they didn't get noticed very much, so I went and I wrote a stroke coaching book. And then I wrote some more poetry books, even one for stroke people, which is coming out in another couple days, the second edition. But I still didn't get the notoriety that I want to get my voice out there to show stroke people that so much is available to us. And the idea of
Yeah, of
quitting
course. It
just
just
isn't in it. I want to make sure that everybody knows that doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter whether you can speak well or not, you still can become something more than what you are. So I started writing a historical modern romance that has turned into three books. The first book, The Mirror, is coming out in another month or two. And once that gets out, I'm already an international best-selling author with a book that has several people in it that all wrote. So when this gets out, I have a publisher. I actually am a publisher myself, but I hired a publisher to help me with this one. And then I'm going to go back into speaking, public speaking, to show people that you don't have to settle. You don't have to be what you think you are. You can be more. We all can be more. If you squeeze an orange, what are you going to get? Orange juice, right? And that's all you're ever going to get. But we have brains and they're amazing. And when you squeeze them, you never know what you're going to get because all sorts of neat things can come out and happen and give you ideas of what you want to do, what you want to be, how you want to be perceived. And that is an amazing thing because so many times we are taken for granted because, oh, their stroke or their traumatic brain injury, they can't speak right. But yet in our heads, we can. We can see what we want to do. We can write it down on paper or do different things. Like some of us can speak better than others, and we can use talk to text. Some people do that with their poetry, and they do a wonderful job with that. I can't. I have to write on my phone because my brain goes too slowly for my writing. So if I type, if the timing is right, not on the keyboard, but on the phone because it's closer together. And it's just, you can be anything. If you wanted to be a physicist, you actually can. If it's something you were doing before, it will be different when you do something, but it can be better because you're finding new ways to do things. And that in itself is stretching your brain and getting it to do new things. And you become better and more active with what you create. Does anybody have any questions? I'd love to hear from you.
Well, Jan,
Yes, Michael.
I thought this was beautiful. It's a great job. Your aphasia is perfect to listen to you talk about how you're talking about growing up from this. And I appreciate your honesty and your action. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Michael. Anyone else have a question?
Hi, Jan. It's Denise. I'm interested in like your process of the actual writing. Um, I wrote before my stroke. I'm trying to write well after the strokes, but I have a lot of difficulty with um, like I know what I want to happen in the story, but I can't get the words correct for the people. You know, I want the person to have a disagreement with this person, but I don't know what they're going to say. I just know they're going to have a disagreement. So what do you do to help bring the story the way people really
Develop
talk,
it.
get it out like that?
I write a storyboard. I knew what was going on in my book. A gal goes to this ruin of a castle and she sees a mirror, and the mirror starts shimmering and it shows her her past lives. So I wrote the story down. Okay, she's going to first go back to Culloden, then she's going to go back to Ireland, then she's going to go back even further to Wales and be kidnapped and taken up to Scandinavia. And it continues like this, but I wrote down the times and the places, and then I started writing down who my characters were and what I wanted them to feel and do and be. And it's funny because, Denise, what you're going to find when you start writing, you stop being you and you become your characters and they talk through you. Don't hold yourself back. Let yourself just start writing. And it's amazing because they really do talk to you.
Well, thank
And
you,
it's kind of
Jen.
fun.
We are going to, um, thank you. We'll have to go to the next presenter, and that would be Rachel. That would be yours.
Hi, everyone. My name is Rachel. I'm going to share my presentation here.
Yeah.
So, I am a speech language pathologist working at Drexel University in the graduate clinic on campus and remote. So I have been a speech pathologist since 2013, and I joined the Salis Drexel team in 2022. And it's really been a wonderful experience. I currently lead the aphasia support group, the book club, and the poetry club. And while the students are the ones running the actual session, I am there to help facilitate and answer any questions that people have. And it's been a very wonderful experience because I've primarily worked with adults in long-term care settings, memory care, independent living, assisted living, outpatient, home health. I even worked in some outpatient services in people's homes. So I just get an opportunity to share that with the students, and that's been really nice. Um, the aphasia education that we offer at the university gives a really unique experience to the students to see different types of aphasia and the real world impacts on language, social interactions, advocacy, and the role of care partners. And while the students have a class that also talks about aphasia, the groups really give a different perspective and allow participants to speak openly with us, with their peers, with the students about how aphasia has really changed their lives. So, how do you join one of these groups? So, first of all, it's no cost to you. If you were interested, you would reach out to our office manager, Jen, or you could even email me. But you can reach out to the office manager and she would give you some intake paperwork. You would complete that. And then once we have you in our system as a client, we would then add you to our email distribution list. So I manage that and I send out emails. And you can specify if you wanted to participate in one group, two groups, or all of the groups. And like I said, I send out the reminders each week. And if we meet virtually, I send out a Zoom link. If we meet on campus, I let you know that. And each group is led by 2 to 3 students, and I'm present for any feedback or concerns. And we've had this happen too, where if you want to step away from any of the groups, you just tell me and I remove you from the list. I don't want to clog up your emails. So, anytime I can accommodate you in your schedule, I'm happy to do that. So, the aphasia support group meets the third and fourth Thursdays of each month. And this is so in the fall, for instance, we would meet in the months of September, October, November, but then we're off
Class, but
for the
don't pay
winter.
for it.
So the third Thursday meets in person on campus, while the fourth Thursday meets virtually via Zoom, and it's the same topic. And each month we present a different topic, and then the students send out the slides afterwards so that even if you miss the session, you still get the information. So some of the topics we've talked about in the aphasia support group is how to declutter, preparing for an emergency, or navigating social media and aphasia. So there's a whole host of things that we talk about. And as you can see here, I just put up a couple slides of what that looks like and how the students prepare them. We try to accommodate and give you different ways of participating. You could always use the chat in the Zoom session, or you can raise your hand. You can use a number to participate. So we really want to make everybody feel welcome and included in our groups. So these were just some of the recommendations and some of the education that we provided during this particular session. And we like to keep it practical. So we even gave you some hints of how to declutter and using a 3-box method. So maybe that'll come in handy. And then while the students have the autonomy to create the presentation as they like, we do work together like I said, in trying to provide a variety of ways for the audience to engage with us. And we really want to meet everybody where they're at. We want to use visuals and written word, videos, group participation, and just giving people opportunities for people to share their thoughts and opinions. So the poetry and book club, they alternate on Fridays at 10 a.m. So we meet virtually via Zoom. Usually a new book is picked each semester, and the chapter summaries are given to everybody before the session. So we just really want to encourage regular participation in the group. So if you miss a session, you could always jump in the next one. But if you think for that semester you might be kind of on and off, we just encourage people to be more regular for the book club. Whereas the poetry club, we have poem work, and people are encouraged to create poems and share the work that inspires them. You can write a long poem or a short poem, whatever you prefer. For the book club, we have recently read Tuesdays with Maury, The Five People You Meet in Heaven, and Crooked House, which I particularly liked. And the fall 2026 book is to be determined. I have a couple in my head and a couple votes from past semesters, so we'll see what we come up with. But I wanted to give you an example of what some of the book club worksheets look like. So it's very thorough. We give a lot of background about the characters mentioned. We also give some chapter summaries. So if you had any difficulty reading through the chapters, you didn't get time to do it, that's okay. We provide you with some background and you can still participate with us. We also like to provide some vocabulary, which I like. I always like learning about words, so that's probably one of my favorite sections. And then we also have questions, and those questions match what the slides are that the students present that day. So I just wanted to give you that example. And then examples of the poetry club. It isn't just poetry. We like to throw in some other things, like maybe a word of the day, a one-word check-in, some sentence stems, or something I thought was really creative. The students came up with a caption activity where they would throw a photo up there and everyone would have to come up with a caption. So I thought that was really clever. So here's some of the examples of the sentence stems that the students had. As you can see, we had a winter theme, and I made a haiku, so you could see my very wonderful poem there. And I like to participate with that from time to time. And then what else does Drexel offer? So with the faculty guidance, students complete capstone projects that often provide educational sessions or participation projects to those with aphasia. The email distribution lists are used to contact those interested in participating. There are also opportunities if you want to have a one-on-one session in our clinic with a student versus the group setting. So that's also another option. But my primary focus is working with the groups that we offer on campus. So we are always striving to continue learning from you, growing with you on your journey, and I'm happy to answer any questions. My email address is here, and we really look forward to you joining our group. If you're interested, again, no pressure. If you have things going on, that's okay. You can always reach out with interest at another time. But we are on a semester schedule in the fall, and then we have the springtime and then the summer. So, yeah, it's really been a pleasure working with a lot of you, even on this call. And, any new participation, we're always happy to have. So if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer.
Well, if there are questions at this point, can you, anybody, please put it on the
Absolutely.
chat, or if you can, email it or something, because we have to go to the next presenter. But thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And let me see. I don't think Jerry's here. Jerry, you here? he is here today. So let me, but Velma, are you able to go to yours? I have yours right now.
Oh,
If you're ready.
I'm ready. If you're able to pull up the
Yes.
PowerPoint
Yep.
slides, I'd be
I will do
grateful.
that.
Thank you.
Okay.
And I'm ready right after her.
Right after her. Right
Okay.
after her.
Yeah, I know some people are having problems with
Yeah, I know
the
some people are
video.
having problems with
Can
the
somebody please, everybody,
problems with
mute yourself, please?
Yeah, leave me.
Yeah, and then we could do that later. Let me get
You
to
could
the PowerPoint. I'll be right
you
there.
not.
No,
Great. What would you like from Chipotle?
I had Chipotle for dinner.
Oh,
Hey,
And
Michael, I'm hungry too, but can you mute yourself, please?
with me or do you want to just tell me what you want?
Oh, yeah, I'll come with that.
Um, Sorry, trying to get that one ready. There it is, and let me go to Zoom. There it is. Okay.
Wonderful.
Thank
And then
you.
am I able to control it from here, Mark?
No, I'll have to go to
You
the
will.
next one.
You
Yeah.
will. I'll let you know when I need the next slide.
Okay.
Well, good morning. Good evening, everybody. My name is Vilma. I am a counselor at McGee Rehab, or now we call ourselves Moss McGee Rehab Center City location. I am a co-facilitator of the stroke and brain injury support groups at McGee, along with my colleague Kiara, who will be talking shortly about the peer mentor program at McGee. My email address is there. If anybody ever wants to contact me regarding any of these support groups, I'd be happy to talk to you further after this. Okay, next one. All right, so McGee has a aphasia support group that is located in it's open to anybody with aphasia after a stroke or a brain injury. They do meet in person only at our outpatient center, which we call the Riverfront location at 1500 South Columbus Boulevard. If any of you are familiar with that area, it's just south of Penn's Landing, near the Walmart. And that group meets the first Tuesday of each month from 1 to 2 p.m. It is run by a speech therapist at our Riverfront outpatient location. Her name is Sarah Lance. I've included her phone number and her email address if anybody would like to contact her about joining the aphasia support group. Okay, next. Then Kiara and I run the McGee Stroke Support Group. And this is an open meeting for any stroke survivors, family members, or caregivers. The group is held in person at McGee at 1513 Ray Street, as well as virtually. So if somebody would like to attend our group but can't come physically to 16th and Ray Street, you're welcome to contact me and I will give you the team's link and you are welcome to join the group. We do meet the third Wednesday of each month from 3 to 4, and anybody is welcome to join us. Okay, next. We also have a unique program at McGee called the Stroke Club, and there was a large donation given for this group to get stroke survivors out of the house and socialize. And what this group does, it is a social group that meets in person only at Main McGee, which is at 1513 Ray Street, to plan outings such as going out to lunch, seeing a movie, visiting museums, attending sporting events. The whole premise is to avoid isolation. The whole premise is to get people out of the house together as stroke survivors. It's almost like a support group without being a support group, if you know what I mean. It just helps to have people come together. It is open to any stroke survivor, and that group meets the second Tuesday of each month from 11 to 1 o'clock at Main McGee at 1513 Ray Street to plan an outing that month. I know this past month they planned a outing to see the Michael Jackson movie, and everybody had fun getting together and seeing a movie together. Okay, next one. Kiera and I also facilitate the brain injury support group. So if you know of anybody, it is open to any brain injury survivor, family member, or caregiver. The group meets right now only virtually on the first Wednesday of each month at 5:30 p.m. And that usually goes until about 6:30 or 7 o'clock. But if anybody has any questions regarding any of these support groups, you're welcome to reach out to me or reach out to Mark, and he knows how to get in contact with you. So now I'm going to pass it on to Kiera, who has some information about our peer mentor program. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Vilma. And thanks, Mark. So as you all know, my name is Kiera. I am one of the peer mentor coordinators, a part of the peer mentoring program. And I also co-facilitate these support groups with Vilma. And so we'll get to the next slide and I can tell you a little bit more about it. So our peer mentoring program is unique in that it offers newly injured individuals the opportunity to meet and speak with trained volunteers who have also experienced a brain injury or a stroke. Brain injury and stroke peer mentors have various levels of disabilities as well as various life experiences. They are available to talk with you one-to-one to answer questions regarding life after a brain injury or a stroke. We also offer it to family members and caregivers. And if you prefer, say, for example, if you would like to do it with your husband or your wife, we have peer mentors who are couples as well, who have gone through the similar experience. So it just gives you someone to talk to who can relate and understand what you really are going through and what you've gone through, and vice versa. So it's something that I pride myself in doing, and it's an amazing job. And being able to connect old survivors with new survivors who are going through a similar experience. And if you ever find yourself wanting to become a peer mentor or want to learn more about the peer mentor program or would like a peer mentor, you could always contact me at the number down below, ending in 3411, or you can email me in the email that's in the slide prior to this one. And like Vilma said, you can contact Mark and he'll be able to get you in contact with me.
Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. It would be nice to, if anybody wants to do that, make sure if you don't, well, it'll be on this recorded, so you could see it later, or you could ask me about it later. But thank you. Let me see who is next. Michael, you okay to go next?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Sure, no worries.
All right, hold
Good
on.
evening, everyone.
I think so.
Let me go to for your website. I mean PowerPoint. Let me get yours up there. And
While I'm waiting, I just want to say thank you to everyone who come to this Mid-Atlantic Aphasia Conference. It's a wonderful time, and I love this thing. Also, on Saturday, 20 June 2026, 12 to 2, I had a presentation for Cycling Across America. A number of friends were there as I talked about poetry from the Stroke Across America, and it was wonderful. About 20 people were there. It was a wonderful time. But also today is Black American with Aphasia Conversation. And this is a wonderful opportunity with an agenda for this idea. The genesis of the group and the mission, the routine, what it looks like, underlying themes, questions, and answers. Now, this is the idea. I love all the people I talk to. I've been using since 21 May 2016, over 10 years with ischemic stroke with aphasia. And I had a number of people who were on this with Mark Harder, had this for Monday. Monday evening for poetry, aphasia poetry, and another one I've done with Jerry Hepner, um, Thursday night poetry, and several places I've done with Boston University, all of the places with Zoom and not the opportunity to talk to people about people who are Black. And I asked Darlene Williamson about, is there someone that can talk about this idea? And he talked to um, professor at Roy Hamilton in University of Pennsylvania, and he said that's a great idea. So twice a month, we meet together and talk about Black American aphasia conversation. Next piece. So the idea, this is a why. Over 2 million people have aphasia. And I talked to many, many, many people, and I'm so blessed by people who want to talk about this, an idea we're having. But there are people who are not Black. In my own life, I had people at Albany Academy, 3 persons, 45 people. I went to Middlebury College, 1984 to 1988. Only 2 Black males of 500 people. Perkiomen School, where I taught, the only Black person. Roxbury Latin, 2 persons at first. And then University School, where I was head of upper school, 105 people. I was the only Black person there. So everywhere I've been, have been very few Black people. Very nice people, great opportunities, great ideas. But with this, the aphasia, I couldn't talk about being a Black person. So I said, let's have an idea about Black American aphasia conversation. And I had a stroke. So we talked about this idea. We talked about the Black stroke survivors less likely to receive, excuse me, effective treatments and therapies with white survivors. This display can result in more severe or persistent aphasia and necessitating specialized support that understands and addresses these systematic barriers. There are so many people that don't they can do. Some people had a stroke and they know they go for a hospital for a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and then they have nothing to do. So we come together to talk about what's happening to that person. Unique communications challenges and cultural understanding. A support group shared cultural experiences and provide a more comfortable and understanding environment, reducing the pressure to navigate communications differences. Excuse me, of course. Now, minority stress in groups, Black individuals may be marginalized in general aphasia groups, which is why this space is essential. Next one. Now, Angie Cawthorn lives near Philadelphia, a very dynamic, vivacious woman to talk about, of course, a Black woman with aphasia. And she does a great, great job about this. Aphasia advocate. I think she's an aphasia advocate. Um, I think she's a member of NAA, a board of trustees, and she also has Brain Friends podcast. Also in Philadelphia, she has Arch, which is the aphasia resource collaboration hub. And I went to the one in Philadelphia, I think it was 2023 in Philadelphia. It was a wonderful opportunity. Mark Harder was there as well. And they were there last year and maybe again in on Rosa in October. And also, I'm one of the person who started this Black American Aphasia conversation, and we talk about this place so much. It's a wonderful time. I also had 2 books, Finding My Own Words and Cycling Across America in 101 Poems. Next one. For the routine, we meet twice a month and we talk for 60 minutes and we come together. We have meditation where we talk for 1 minute to just talk about that. Of course, prayer, about a minute or two of prayer by people. They talk about it by people who talk about what it is. Welcome of all, everyone has a chance to share activity, all kinds of things to talk about. We stay with this idea, let things away without political and question we might have, which is great. Of course, Black Jeopardy is a great thing we do, very fun to learn about. And activity are the things that happen twice a month. Themes of the group, welcoming community. Everyone can talk about it, and they're very happy to talk and laugh about it. I don't know what I'm dying now, but if I live, I might find where I live now. Supportive community, words of encouragement, resources offered freely, safe community. Everyone knows this and says this every time. We have a safe community to talk about this, and everyone can be very happy to hear about this. Ask questions one another about faith and humor. In 1 hour, a lot of things happen, and it's wonderful. So thank you very much. We do question and answers for anyone. Well, it's pretty quiet then.
I will thank you. Fred has a question. You can unmute yourself, Fred.
Yeah.
Fred?
Michael, do you have a stroke support group address?
Yes, I think anyone can use it. Black Aphasia Conversation. If you're on this, aphasia, NAA tells about it on twice a month on Mondays from 4 to 5 o'clock. They can tell you if they'd like to do it.
Yeah, all are welcome. It's people with aphasia as well as care partners, but it's a really nice community group because, as Michael said, of some of the kind of unique challenges to people who are African American with aphasia, their greater likelihood of having strokes, so their greater likelihood of having aphasia, their greater likelihood of maybe not having the medical supports that might be available in other communities, and just an opportunity for people to be together who kind of like trust each other and share some common some common interests.
And Rick has a question.
Yes? Oh, hey, Rick.
I want to thank you.
Thank you, Rick. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. God bless you.
And thank you everything you're doing, Michael, and what you're doing with through poetry and advocacy. You're and you having this group that you're doing too. It's really amazing what you're doing. Thank you.
Well, thank you. You know, it is Black aphasia, but it's 20 people, 25 people, but it's many Black people, but anyone's allowed to come. So thank you for coming. Thank you so
And
much.
then I have to add something. Awesome. Awesome.
Thank you. Thank you so much. God bless you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Michael. And Jess, are you available to go next?
Yes, and I can share my presentation if that
Great.
works for
Yes,
you.
thank you.
Let's see. All right. Hopefully this is showing up. Okay.
Yes.
I just want to say right off the bat how much I love joining this every year. It's just phenomenal to see all of the amazing things in the Mid-Atlantic that people are doing to just spread awareness and acceptance and just promote communication for people with aphasia. So I love to see that. Um, I, as Mark mentioned, my name's Jess. I am a speech pathologist and I work at Christiana Care. We cover, we're a large health system covering Delaware, Pennsylvania, Maryland, and some of New Jersey, and we continue to expand.
Talk slowly.
I can slow down for you. Thank you for reminding me.
Thank you.
So, Christiana Care offers different services for people with aphasia and any other related needs. We have a neurologist, we have many neurologists. We have neuropsychology, we do neurorehabilitation, and we have physiatry. Below, you can see one of the cards that we give patients affected by aphasia so they can advocate for their needs. So there are many different sites where we provide care. I'm based at Concord Health Center, which is in Chadsford, Pennsylvania. We have two main groups for people with aphasia. Right now, both of them are over Zoom. They are free and they are open to everyone in the aphasia community. So just like what Michael was sharing, we want people with aphasia to come, but we also want their loved ones to join. We think it's great when everyone can talk together. So we have an aphasia book club, and this is a weekly online group where people with aphasia get the opportunity to read and discuss interesting books in a supportive environment. I see there are a few chats. I'm not sure if they're relevant to my group. It looks like maybe not, but I can follow up if anyone has questions. So in the Christiana Care Aphasia Book Club, group members can read the book, or they can listen to the audiobook, or they can do a little bit of both. The group goes slowly and steadily through the pages together. Each group member reads and shares a portion of the book, and everyone discusses their thoughts, questions, and predictions. So this group meets every Monday from 12:15 to 1:15, and it is facilitated by my coworker, wonderful SLP, and her name is Mika. So I have Mika's contact information here if you're interested in joining the Aphasia Book Club. You can also connect with Mark, who can connect with me to get more information there. So the book that they're reading right now is The Sweetness of Water. Their group always votes for a topic or votes for a title, and then they go from there. Recent books also include a really great variety of like newer fiction, nonfiction, historical stories. So these are some of the recent titles that they've read. Now, we also have an online aphasia group that meets on a monthly basis. It is a chance for patients, families, and friends to get together. Our meetings are divided into time for discussion and time for a chance to socialize and communicate. This group is facilitated by two speech language pathologists, me and my colleague Mindy, and we have lots of interesting guest speakers join us many times. So we meet on the first Wednesday of the month from 12 to 12:45. You've got the information about Mindy and me and our Zoom link where we meet. I like to include some of the recent topics that we've covered. We love to get feedback from members about a topic they're interested in or they want to learn more about. So some recent discussions included the MIND diet. So it is a discussion about a type of diet to follow that helps with your brain health. And we had a dietitian talk about that. We talked about ways to stay active and remain healthy. A physical therapist joined us for that talk. And this one was really interesting, and we all learned a lot from it. We had an attorney come and talk to us about elder law and estate planning. And she told us a lot about how, even though the name is elder law, it's everyone law. It's thinking about how to protect yourself and the people you love and advocate for your needs. It was eye-opening for all of us. And based on the feedback of our group members, we have covered topics like the history of aphasia. When was it first described in textbooks? And how did people historically understand it? We talk about the types of aphasia, and sometimes we play games like conversation starters. And we were really excited to have a second annual aphasia awareness night at the Blue Rocks. So the Blue Rocks are a minor league baseball team located in Wilmington, Delaware, right off of 95. And we had a group of people with aphasia and their family and friends all gather for the event. This is a picture of one of our members, Mert. Her t-shirt says, "I am an aphasia warrior." And she is describing her experience with aphasia to the audience in front of the entire baseball stadium. And my colleague Mindy is standing with her. Also, the mascot is with her too. And we have really had a great time the past 2 years having a group member present and talk about aphasia for the crowd. I also want to shout out MAAC because they really generously sponsored 2 tickets so that people could attend without having to pay the admission fee. So thank you, Mark and Mac, because 2 people were able to benefit from that really generous gift. So if you're interested in joining us, you can email me. My name is Jessica Intintoli. So jintintoli@christianacare.org. And thank you again for letting me join today's meeting. It's fabulous to see all the resources out there. So thanks.
Thank you very much. And I wish I could be at the game. So I'm glad that somebody was able to go. And but that is great. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
And, all right. Let me see. Jennifer, are you able to go next?
Yes, I am. Let me just try to share,
Okay.
see how this goes. Okay. Share. Okay. Screen sharing. All right. Can everybody see that?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Good evening, everybody. Okay. Here we go. So let's just see. if so, my name is Jennifer Kellerman, and I am the Social Services and Outreach Coordinator for the Adler Aphasia Center. And some of you may be familiar with our center. We are based in New Jersey. We are a not-for-profit, and we've been in existence for 23 years this summer. We came about by a local businessman named Mike Adler and his wife, Elaine Adler. Mike had a stroke. He was a philanthropist. He was big into communications. He was a businessman. Then he suffered a stroke back in the early 2000s. He got aphasia. He went through his regular rehab and therapies, and then he went home. And he was very frustrated along with his wife. They were frustrated because of the lack of a place that they could go for wraparound care for Mike's aphasia. Imagine being, a big communicator, as many of you are in the business world, and then going to having very few words. So it was very depressing, but Mike was determined to set up a place where people could go, meet others just like them, and meet and improve on communication. So that's exactly what he did. So here we have the Adler Aphasia programs. We have full service centers, Maywood, New Jersey, which is up in Bergen County, New Jersey, West Orange, which is in Essex County, New Jersey, and Toms River, which is in Ocean County, New Jersey. So the Adler Aphasia Center is really a place for people who can come together to connect with others who have the same diagnosis of aphasia through group interactions. They learn new skills, which help them communicate more effectively, improve confidence, enhance the quality of life. So we really empower members to participate in their own recovery process through the life participation approach. We provide a supportive environment with language-enriched activities that help folks return to an active and rewarding life. So what does this program look like? So twice a week for about 4 hours from 10 o'clock till about 2:15, folks gather in our center. In Maywood, it's much like a living room. It's very comfortable. It's meant to be like a home environment. Folks socialize. They choose three different groups to participate in. And they change every semester. We operate in 15-week-long semesters, and you can choose the groups that you'd like to participate in. The groups are facilitated by speech language pathologists, but I want to let you know that it is not one-on-one speech therapy. The speech therapists moderate the groups and provide really an on-ramp to conversation. We also have aphasia communication groups that meet twice a month, so less time intensive. And those are Maywood, Toms River, down in Atlantic County, in Middlesex County, and Camden County, as well as virtually. We also have caregiver support groups, which I will get into as well. Our Adler groups, they are fabulous. I've been there for about 1.5 years now, and I've really learned what a magical place Adler is for everybody. Someone talked before about, being connected. And this is exactly what it's all about. You're not sitting at home alone. You're with people that really get it and respect you as a person with your intellect intact. You just might be having trouble getting your words out. So here you've got a picture of people practicing in a conversation group. You've got people playing cards and games together. We have a cooking group. Right now we have farm to table, where we have a garden set up in the back of our center where folks are growing great veggies and they'll serve them at lunchtime, which is really kind of neat. Up here, we have jewelry making. That takes place in our Maywood Center. We have a boutique called Something Special Boutique, and folks work one-on-one with a volunteer. They enhance their language skills by chatting about their projects. They enhance their dexterity. If you've had stroke, you might know that you have one-sided weakness. Some people are making jewelry with one hand, for instance, and it's very impressive. All the sales go to support scholarship to the center. Here we have advocacy group. I'll talk about that in a moment. We have an art group. People who never did art before their stroke or other brain injury are all of a sudden working together to produce works of art, and they work with volunteers as well. We have a technology lab. People can work on iPads. Someone recently gifted us a subscription to, what is it called? The Ancestry.com. So folks are chatting about their lives, their pasts. It's another way to communicate. And another conversation group, and even singing we have. Caregiver support groups. So Meredith, my colleague, the social worker over at the Adler Center, we remember our caregivers. Every week we have a caregiver support group program. It's a safe place where individuals impacted by a person's aphasia can really share their thoughts, experiences, strategies, and even laughter with one another. And meaningful friendships are often formed because there's this unique understanding of the challenges and successes and the day-to-day life. So weekly in Maywood, monthly in West Orange, and twice monthly virtually. Any caregiver, regardless of whether or not you have somebody as a member at our Maywood or West Orange or Toms River Center, any caregiver can join that for free virtually. You can connect with me and I can give you Meredith's information. We also offer caregiver education programs. Recently, they offered aphasia and technology, tools, AI, and communication support. They had a session called Creating Meaningful Goals in Speech Therapy for the caregivers. And they had a program talking about driving and aphasia. So we also have a very robust advocacy program. We have a group of members who really enjoy discussing their journeys with aphasia. And the group is led by our SLP advocacy coordinator, Zoe Shepard. Some of you may have worked with her before. It's composed of members who share their stories with healthcare professionals and students on site and off. And in 2025, our advocacy groups trained 539 healthcare and service professionals and students so they could gain a better understanding of aphasia. Just this morning alone, I listened into the advocacy group teach students, SLP students at the Kane University, all about aphasia and their personal experiences. Okay, so membership, what does it look like? So we serve adults with a diagnosis of aphasia, any severity level, from mild all the way to global aphasia. We include everybody. We provide an on-ramp for everybody to participate in any way that they can. And you can, as long as you can participate in a 1-hour group, then you can join and become a member. We do charge $1,000 for the semester. We have scholarship. I mentioned the jewelry making. All of those proceeds go to scholarship. We have an annual gala that we just had, and we take private donations. Nobody is turned away for lack of availability to pay. We have folks in their 20s to folks near 100 years old. So we serve all adults. And people typically begin their journey with Adler about 6 months post-stroke or brain injury. And I just want to show you real briefly, if I might, a video of our center so you get a sense of what it's like. We'll see if it comes through. Okay. Let's see.
They still have a voice. They still have words. They still have thoughts. They still have an incredible amount of spirit and intelligence. It just sounds different. You don't need words. They still have a voice to show and still have emotions and expressions.
We could hear it, but now we can't hear it. Jennifer, I couldn't, I could hear it, but now I can't hear it.
Can't hear anything.
Yeah.
No.
No, just early in it, but not now. But thank you. I can't hear you now.
Oh, no.
Oh no, there you go. I can hear you now.
You can
Okay.
hear me?
Yes. Okay.
All right. Let me stop playing that. Okay. So we tried that. Just like in our groups, sometimes we succeed and sometimes we fail, but we keep trying.
Right.
And we're doing it together. And that is the motto, really, of our center. We are a community center and to enrich folks with aphasia. And so you know you're never alone in your diagnosis. So if you have anybody that would be interested in joining our center or one of our aphasia communication groups, then feel free to contact me offline and I will connect you. Thank you.
Thank you. And could you there you go. Okay. And then let me see. I think Denise, you're going to be next.
Alrighty.
Let me get it ready for you in a second. Okay. Zoom. Okay.
All right. Good evening, everyone. My name is Denise Mendez. I am the very happy and proud CEO and president of More Than Aphasia Incorporated. Before we were incorporated, the theme or the topic, the name, the sentence, the phrase, more than aphasia was given to me. This is like through prayer. I was like having a problem because I was not happy accepting this aphasia thing because I'm a whole lot more than what they keep telling me at the neurologist appointment or in speech. You know, these are the goals that you're going to have. And I'm thinking, hey, there's more than that. I had been working in different support groups and luckily met Mark Harder and Jen and a few other folks from, well, at that time it was Salus University, the SL Institute, the Speech Language Institute. But anyway, we started doing some things there with MAAC. But over here, I'm in Montgomery County in Abington area, and the hospital's right down the road. But why don't we have some things happening here? And if anybody really knows me, anytime, all I have to do is have an idea, and then I'm going to figure out how to get this thing done. So, the More Than Aphasia Incorporation, what we're doing is our mission is advocating for awareness, acceptance. We're looking into accessibility and sharing resources for those who are impacted by stroke and aphasia. And most of these resources we've gotten from you guys who presented already today. So we're not trying to reinvent the wheel. We're just trying to spread it out in this area as well. Our vision is to empower each person who is impacted by aphasia, whether that is the caregiver, whether that is the person, whether that is the grandchild who says, hey, grandpa doesn't talk the same way anymore. We want our friends to be communicating effectively and to live fully. What we do, we're basically a group who's trying to find wherever there are holes, things that aren't there, we do that then. So one of those things is in our community, we go to we have we've been calling it the aphasia connection. So we go to the Willow Grove Giant supermarket. They have a community room, which is funded or sponsored by the Jefferson Hospital. So we have this wonderful community room and we play games. We do some arts and crafts. We're doing some things. We've just started this a few months ago with the using the community room. So we just see this going further. We don't want to interrupt or conflict with things that are already set up. So if there's already a book club close by, we don't need a book club because we've got a book club. We're going to come with you on your book club. We also do some things like local excursions, trips, doing things. We've been to the Philadelphia Art Museum, Philadelphia Zoo, local Morris Arboretum. I think that's what it's called, Arboretum. Over there, we've done some things. Sometimes it's just two people, sometimes it's four of us. So if you're welcome and you want to come, I mean, if you're welcome to come. So if you're willing and want, we'd love to have you. Some of the future things we're looking at are extended trips. Right now, I've just set up within the last month a bus excursion to Cape Cod. And it will not be free. I'm sorry, but we can't do that just yet. But those who are willing and want to come, I will have the information available for you, and it will be on our website, which is very easily morethanaphasia.org. So it's very easy to find us. If you just think about More Than Aphasia, that's the Gmail, and that's also the website. The next screen will show one of the events we did. This was like our big push for this year for fundraising. And you say, well, why are you fundraising? Wait till I tell you this group. Anyway, first, let me tell you about the luncheon. We went to the William Penn Inn. It was fabulous. We had people donate money for the tickets. So many of our friends could, if listen, if you got the information on this within 2 weeks, maybe you didn't put that in your budget for this month, but we did have some tickets that were not volunteered, that were donated, and we had a wonderful luncheon. First of all, the food there is fabulous. We had a wonderful presentation by Riva Zimmerman, who is a SLP and works at Westchester University. She spoke about aphasia and what it is for people, what people who have aphasia think about it, and what the researchers think about aphasia is. And it was an amazing presentation. Dr. Zimmerman is like beautiful as far as explaining this stuff that is way over your head if you're not in that field. But our project, what I wanted to tell you about, is the Chromebook project. So maybe about a year or so ago, I was at a conference. I don't remember which one, but it was a close local conference. And we were getting information about statistics. People in the greater Philadelphia area and the proficient, anyway, a whole lot of people with stroke and aphasia, but they were talking also about zip codes and areas where people didn't have the same resources that other zip codes or other areas would have. So I'm thinking, okay, what does this mean to me? What can I do to help this? I was horrified. I was aware, I mean, to know that, if you don't have Wi-Fi in your home and you don't have a laptop, you cannot do what we're doing tonight. People will not get this information. They won't get the same resources. They won't even meet the same people and have new connections. So when we talk about isolation and just not getting information, a lot of folks in this area do not get what we get. So we've talked about this, my board and the different friends who are with me with this group. And we said, well, we're going to provide for free Chromebooks to people who don't have them. We're going to provide at least 1 year of subscription of Wi-Fi and a free Wi-Fi, what is that called? Hotspot. And we're going to give instruction so people learn to use the Chromebook and how you can use and get different resources and things from the internet. Because I'm telling you, if you don't have Wi-Fi, you're missing a whole lot of things. So we were very, I don't even know what word to say. It's definitely not luck. We were blessed. We were just favored to be given many donations from the luncheon. People just said, hey, look, I may not be able to make the luncheon, Denise, but I'm coming I'm going to give you the money and donate this for somebody's Chromebook, somebody's program. And that is what we're doing. We hope to start our first class this fall. We're trying to confirm the location, and there will be application for people who need the Chromebooks. We're not looking for the people who say, well, mine is old, so can I get a new one from you? No, you cannot. We're looking for the people who don't have that resource. So that there'll be more information on the website. I'm a very slow fixer of my website, but we will have that information out. And anyone who needs information, or if you have questions about it, feel free to contact me with that. One of the things that I did, and I talked about the podcast, I'm not going to talk about it, Mark. Let's just go to the next part. These are the contact information. So email morethanaphasia@gmail.com, or look on the website, but it's not on the website yet. I told you I'm a little slow with that. So morethanaphasia.org, it will be there. And this, what is that thing? QR, if you have your something right now, you could look at that and it will take me to the website. But again, the information about the Chromebook project that is coming. So our job for More Than Aphasia, we want each one of us with aphasia to be so much more than we are now. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Denise. And Sandy, you'll be next. We get this ready for you. Okay. Sandy, you might be muted.
You're so kind, Mark, to say you might be muted. Thank you. Of course I was muted. Who pays attention? Before I get started with my part of the presentation, a couple of things I'd like to say. First of all, thank you very much to MAAC for putting all of this together, because the second thing that comes out every time this conference happens is just how amazing everyone is, whether you are someone who has sustained a stroke and are trying to get back into living, even though it's very different, or you're a family member or support person that helps someone with aphasia, or you're a professional that does something. The amount of resources that are available for people continue to grow every year. And I have to say, as I listen every year, I have my little piece of paper over here with my pencil and I'm scribbling away all these ideas of things that people are doing. You guys not only are heroes, but absolutely fantastic. And I am absolutely honored and delighted to be not only part of MAAC, but part of this presentation tonight. So you guys all just have my heart. The rest now is just stuff. Okay, so if we can go to the next page. I am a speech pathologist and I work at Capital Health System, and we are a 2-hospital facility. We have one center down in Trenton and another in Hopewell. And in the mid to 20 teens, we decided that we wanted to do a support group. We had some folks from the community come and say that they would like us to have a support group. And our group began in 2018, and I am 100% thrilled and excited to say that we are in our 9th year of operation. Our group is where folks with aphasia can come, as well as their families, to meet up with other folks in similar situations so that they can share stories and ideas and accomplishments and things that don't go so well in a very safe environment, and be able to maybe learn new ways to do things, or just appreciate companionship of others who really understand how they feel. The group is quite dynamic. We have talked about a wide variety of topics and done a lot of things over the past 8 years, and now in our 9th year. People in the group tell about things that they would like our group to do. And so we usually, in the beginning of the year, set a project and away we go. Not only do we have discussions on particular just emotional kinds of things and topics, or something that becomes important to an individual at the time, but we will also set up educational topics for individuals, as it will occur in some of the other groups that folks have already talked about, so that people can get additional information and resources in terms of how to better deal with the situation or learn more about how to just go from day to day in a better way. Our support group meets the second Tuesday of every month. The group goes from 2:30 to 4. We have an in-person part, and we also have a Zoom link. So if someone is not able to make it to our facility, you can also participate in the group via Zoom. The group is very interested and dedicated to getting the word out and helping the community at large understand what aphasia is. And last year when I spoke, I talked about a lot of things that we did. Today, I'm going to highlight just the things that we've done in the past year. And I hope you have your roller skates on, because the group actually accomplished a tremendous amount. Last year during June, National Aphasia Awareness Month, we sponsored a scavenger hunt at our Hopewell facility. And if you want to go to the next slide, Mark, you can see these are some slides. We had several vendors that participated, and by vendors I mean just some other groups that participated, and people were able to go all around our Hopewell facility to find computers, wow stations that had information about a specific part of aphasia. The vignettes were created by everyone in our group. And so it was a marvelous accomplishment for that. And actually, I know if we Google these things, they're available on YouTube. So in case somebody wants to sign autographs, I can give you names of people from whom you can get their autograph, because now they're very famous. So these were some pictures from our scavenger hunt. After the scavenger hunt, next slide, please, Mark. We were approached by some people within our facility, and there was what is called the Runway of Courage, which was a fashion show and silent auction that was sponsored by the Capitol Health Ladies Auxiliary. And last year, they selected the Aphasia Community Support Group as the group that would benefit from the silent auction. If you go to the next slide, there were, these are some slides from the event. The one slide in the middle is all of the models. And I will tell you that the models were all people from our aphasia support group. There were more than 80 people in attendance at this fashion show. And I'm going to tell you something. Our people look good. It was really such a lovely, lovely thing. And there was also a silent auction, and they were able to raise a great deal of money for our group. And we have plans of using that for our project for next year. The support group has also participated in the Capitol Health System Stroke Conference. We have done this for the past 3 years and running. People from our group have had the opportunity to present in front of staff from our facility, primarily nurses, but actually from all areas in the hospital. And we have had some very meaningful and amazing discussions about stroke stories and the person with aphasia, their experiences that can then be relayed to the people out in the group. And I can't tell you how many people say that this is the best way to end our stroke conference. And it always gets the highest marks because people in the support group are absolutely great. This year, oh dear, look at that. The slide isn't quite very good because it didn't get rid of the little box in the back. Well, you can realize that I am technologically challenged, but you've got to own what you can do. So this year during June, Aphasia Awareness Month, we have done and we have sponsored an aphasia simulation. So several weeks ago, we set up some booths down in outside the cafeteria at our Hopewell facility. Mark, if you want to go to the next page. Oh, I didn't get rid of those boxes either. So these are some pictures. We had many, many people come and see our table and learn about aphasia, as well as take the opportunity to complete activities and learn how it feels or have a better understanding of how a person with aphasia may how it feels to complete particular tasks, whether it's naming pictures, listening to a conversation and having to ask questions. It was an aphasia simulation, and people were absolutely astounded, and it was a tremendous awakening and awareness for many people of how folks with aphasia may have communication difficulties, and it can help others be able to adjust the way they communicate with someone who has aphasia. So we did that a couple of weeks ago at our Hopewell facility. We're going to do it again tomorrow at the Regional Medical Center, which is located in Trenton. I would like to reiterate that our support group meets the second Tuesday of every month. We are both in person and via Zoom. And on the very last page, we'll get to that in a minute. Oh, and this slide is sort of out of order, but these are some photographs from the stroke conferences in which individuals have participated. And I cannot begin to tell you just how marvelous all of those things were. So on the final page, we do have this is the flyer for our support group. We do have some QR codes. The one on the bottom is one that you can use if you would like to register for our group. I will also put my email address in the chat for individuals if you would like to register for our group. What happens is you send in an email. We'll make sure you get the link to participate by Zoom if that's what you choose, or information about how to come to the group. And if you have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them. But I do just want to reiterate, you guys are absolutely amazing, amazing folks. And you are inspiring to everyone, no matter what part of this you may play. Everybody makes a really, really big difference. So thank you to everyone for all that you do.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And Anna, were you able to share your screen? Great.
All right. Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right, perfect. Well, thank you so much for staying around at this very late hour. I know that I'm a late speaker. I was added to the list at the very last moment, but I would love to thank Mark for inviting me to be here. It's actually my first time at the conference, and I'm really enjoying it. And I absolutely agree with everything that Sandra just said about you guys. It's really an amazing journey, and it's wonderful to hear all the stories, all the projects and initiatives you're doing. It's really inspiring and amazing. So I'm going to try to be brief, and I'm going to start by quickly telling you a little bit more about myself. So my name is Anna Krasen, and I'm a speech pathologist from Poland, as you can probably hear from my funny accent. I'm also a researcher, and I study language and communication disorders, including aphasia. And some of you may know me from Jefferson Moss Rehabilitation Research Institute. So I did my postdoctoral degree over there less than a year ago. And recently,
Speak louder. I can't understand you. Slow down.
Of course, I will. Thank you so much. It's probably also because of my accent, and I may make some English errors too. So no. All right. Let me try again. So I did some research work in Philadelphia at Jefferson Moss Rehabilitation Research Institute. And I recently moved to New York, and I do research at CUNY, so the City University of New York. And today I wanted to tell you about a project. It's a side project that I'm doing apart from my research work. I'm actually building an app, a communication app for people with aphasia. And the app is called Aphasia Voice Assistant, or AVA for short. And it's a mobile app for people with aphasia. It can be accessed on a mobile phone or a cell phone or on a computer. And basically, AVA listens to a conversation in real time. And it can help people find words and also generate short phrases so that the conversation, the dialogue is dynamic. The goal of AVA is basically to facilitate real-time conversations, okay? It's still a very early stage of building the app, so I'm just starting with it. This is how it looks like. So here you have how AVA looks on a phone. You have different options here. I'm going to walk you through them, but I'm not going to go into too many details, okay? But just to tell you how the app works, more or less. So you can start a conversation and then click listen, and then AVA will listen to the conversation. So AVA will listen to what people are saying in real time. You then have different options here in different colors. You can click reply, and AVA will suggest short replies to you. You can also click word. So for example, if you forget a word, AVA will suggest possible words that may fit what you wanted to say. Or you can also click type. So you can type a word or a sentence, and AVA will say it out loud for you. So these are just some of the options that AVA can do, okay? But as I mentioned, it's still a very early stage of building AVA. So AVA is still a prototype. It works, but it's not perfect. And that's why I need you. So I'm actually looking for volunteers who would like to try AVA and try it, at home in your free time for as long as you want or as short as you want. And then if you can give us feedback of what works, what didn't work, if it's useful, if it's not useful, then we can then develop a better app, which we can then put it into the community. So that's the idea. And if this sounds interesting, or if you would like to learn more about AVA or about the research I'm doing, here are my details. So this is my email address. You can also find me on LinkedIn. And there's also a QR code, so you can scan it for all the details. And also, feel free to ask me any questions.
Awesome job.
Yeah, it is really good. Anna emailed me with this app, and I was working with it, and to hear a conversation in real time and seeing the words was really important for me. And then it gave me options to to respond, or I could do it, but there was a lot of, I thought it really was really good. So I think if anybody would like to try that, I would really recommend you to email or use the scan for that.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, so that's all from me.
And, all right, if you want to share, there you go. Okay, but thank you very much. And I'm sorry that Jesse Walt was Jerry Walt was not available to be here today. He does Let's Talk Stroke for maybe 6 or 7 years, maybe, that he's been interviewing stroke survivors twice a week, and he is really doing some really great what he's doing there. I've been on his show, I think twice or 3 times before, but you know that information will be on there if you want to look for him for Let's Talk Stroke. It's a great. If you want to talk to him, he will actually interview you and share. You could share your story. So, but thank you, everyone. I know that there was a little bit of trying to get moving to one person to the other, but thank you for being here, and I will see you next time.
Thank you, Mark Carter. Thank you so much.
All right.
God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Good night.